is Kevin. I'm the founder of Meditation Magazine, and I'm very happy to be sitting here with you today to try to bring awareness to anxiety, things like anxiety, and also meditation, and how meditation can help with anxiety and a lot of other things. So, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Very nice to meet you.
Oh, and I'd like to also introduce Jasmine to our viewers. Jasmine is a supermodel who has been on the cover of Sports Illustrated, Elle, Maxim, a bunch of other things too, I'm pretty sure.
Been a few. I've been very blessed and very lucky, but I'm very happy to be here today. This is exciting.
Yeah, when we heard from your publicist that you were interested in meditating and things like that, we were very happy to talk with you, because I think that a lot of people have this idea that, especially people like you, like models, have it all and everything is perfect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people think that like entrepreneurs, people who are very successful, are just like everything is great all the time.
Yeah.
But do you ever experience anxiety for yourself, like in your own self?
All the time. All the time. I'm constantly trying to find new ways to just get rid of all of my stress, any anxiety that I may feel. Sometimes I'm so stressed that I wake up out of my sleep or toss and turn all night, and I just have to really take a beat to focus and relax, especially in my mornings. I've seen have been really good times for me to meditate, do any type of yoga, or just anything that I feel that would relax me before starting my crazy day. But it's definitely a stressful job, but it's beautiful, to say the least.
Yeah. I feel like most people are stressed out.
Yes.
And they just think it's okay, that's the way it is, like or they think that there's something wrong with them. That's worse even.
That used to be me.
Yeah.
I used to think there was like nothing that could stop my days, stop my brain from feeling like it's moving a million miles a minute. And then I finally just tried to sit and be still and listen to my surroundings and take everything in, and eventually getting more into meditation, I saw that it's something that really, really helps me and relaxes me. So it's really nice.
Wow. How did you find meditation?
So I'd done a little bit of yoga, and getting into yoga, I went to Costa Rica at one point, and at the end of one of our yoga sessions, she was like, "Are you interested in doing a card reading, and are you also interested in a little bit of meditation?" And at that point, I was like, "Look, I feel like I've tried everything and nothing's working, so why not try one more thing?" And it was the only thing that allowed me to relax. I cried. I felt the biggest weight just lift off of my shoulders, and till this day I'm like, I want to buy a house in Costa Rica, because I feel like just living there, pure life, being able to embrace everything around you and enjoy it. And like you've said several times during my meditation, is take everything in, even if you see it as a negative, and smile. And it's made a lot of things a lot easier. And yeah, it's just allowed me to relax, take a beat, and know that even after my 10-minute meditation, I can go back to the craziness I was living. But if I need it for a second, take that beat.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you cried in Costa Rica, because a lot of people cry from meditation like that.
And when I say cry, I mean bawling.
Wow.
Like everything was just like a release. It was insane.
A lot of people have that experience and they're surprised by it. It takes you by surprise a little bit. What was it for you? Was it, it's sort of a deep thing usually. And usually it's not about a specific situation. Maybe sometimes it is, but sometimes it's actually something deeper that's more like a realization about yourself. Do you want to share what that was?
Mine, which I try to instill now every day, is in my affirmations, is constantly letting myself know that I'm enough, and that I'm strong, and that I'm powerful. And I feel like that was hard for me to just know and tell myself every day. So I don't know, she said something to me that just had me at one point realize, you know what, I am enough. I can do this. This life is worth everything. And let me just smile more and enjoy life and just try and take a beat as much as I can. So
wow.
It was definitely very eye-opening. Like, I wanted to kiss the ground before I left. It was insane.
Wow. That's beautiful. When you felt before that you were not enough,
yeah.
Why do you feel like you felt that? I mean, as someone who's so successful and so beautiful and admired by so many, why did you feel like you were not enough?
Everybody says it like that, and I'm like, guys, that means nothing. Like, just because you're beautiful or you have a great career or you get to travel the world, they're all bonuses, but we all have our own struggles. We all go through things. I had been through crazy relationships, friendships, childhood things, anything of that nature, and I just felt I needed to really dial in on what stresses me, why I feel like I may not be pushing myself hard enough or maybe holding myself back at certain times. And yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what it was, but I just, like everybody else, you have insecurities, you have mornings where you don't wake up feeling your best. Sometimes you feel like you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, and like my boyfriend will be like, oh, just go back to sleep, you'll be okay. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. Like, my heart's so heavy. I'm a Cancer, so I like everything is like it's like a weight on my shoulders. And it's, for me, it's like I said, just waking up in the morning, giving myself 10 to 15 minutes, whether it's eyes open, eyes closed, and just like taking it in, being by water. I love being by the water, listening to the ocean, or just peaceful music in the morning, something to just allow my brain to think it's on pause for a minute, and that I know that I can handle the rest of my day.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like a lot of girls, they think that their insecurities come from, a lot of girls think that it's from their physical bodies, and like they think that there's some imperfection in their bodies, right? It's all mental. I've seen so many extremely beautiful women who have so much insecurity about their bodies. And then also, well, all women are beautiful, but like there's people that would not be a traditional model that are super, super confident. Yeah. It really, I think it just comes down to your mindset and being able to feel confident in yourself. A lot of that comes from working with your mind, with meditation, things like that. Yep. What would you say to a girl who's watching this right now, who's thinking, oh, I'm not good enough because I don't look like Jasmine Sanders, or I don't look like a model? What would you say to that girl?
Wow. First off, please stop comparing yourself. That was the number one thing that I had to learn and just stop doing. I think we all compare, male or female, it does not matter. We all compare ourselves. We all want to do better and find ways to be the best at everything. And it's just allowing yourself to realize that your time will come. Take every day and like just be, like I tell girls all the time, just be ready for when that moment comes. Like, and when I say be ready, it's not making sure that you're physically ready. It's like you mentally have to be prepared for it, or everything will go away and fizzle away in 2 seconds because you weren't ready, and the universe knows. Like I don't know. It's just, that's what I've always believed, is like, if you do not make sure that your mental is there, then you're not going to be strong enough for it. So, and that's with anything you do. And, if anything, train as much as you see me train my body constantly, daily, train your brain as much. Like, that's the biggest muscle. It's always going. And if you are not able to find a way to get yourself back into a calm place, then you're not successful at life. That's kind of how I see it at this point.
Yeah, that's powerful. What would you say was your darkest moment before you started meditating? I don't know if you want to share that, but your darkest moment of like mental place, like, you know what I mean?
Darkest moment of a mental place. I mean, a little bit of it. I don't want to get too deep into it, but I did realize at one point that losing certain... I take it very strong when I lose someone in my life. So whether it's like a friend or something like that, that they're there for a little bit of time and then eventually it's like you gave... Everybody has a chapter in people's lives, and sometimes it's harder to let certain ones go. And I just knew, I was like, I can't go through this without, like, honestly, alone. And I feel like alone to me is when I don't meditate, when I don't pray, when I don't take a beat for myself, is when I'm not focused on my personal, myself, my self-care. And I was just like, I need to dial in on alone time. I need to really make sure that I know who I am and just be strong and confident in that. And then everything else will just like blend and like mesh together in the right way, I guess. But no, I've been through ups and downs with relationships like everyone. I may have felt at certain times that I wasn't in the position that I wanted to be for work, and I'm such a perfectionist, so I'm always very hard on myself. And I was just like, you know what, you can't live like this. You can't live in a life where you just feel so anxious and sometimes upset. And crying randomly, or someone can ask you how you're doing and you're not okay, and you know you're not okay, and you're trying to smile through it. I think I gave up when I was just like, I genuinely felt it one day that I was not okay. And I was like, I'm not strong enough for this, and I can't keep being a powerful person in the industry and stuff like that. I can't be any of that if I'm not focused on myself and healing myself first. There's no helping anyone else. So I was just like, focus on you, have your self-care, have your self-time, and really put it in your schedule so that way it doesn't happen again, where I don't feel like I'm not enough anymore, or I'm not strong enough.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Aside from those personal struggles that you've had, do you feel that the fashion industry and the modeling industry has put even more pressure on you and in a certain way, or has contributed to that kind of like stress and anxiety?
Definitely. I don't like to say it all the time, just because I don't want people to think that I don't want to appreciate my job or love my job, because I do. I feel like with any job, I would still need to meditate and need to take my self-care days and self-time and everything. But it's definitely very stressful. You're away from your families. You're traveling the world, so it's beautiful, but at the same time, you're away from your family, your friends. You're missing events. You're missing things in people's lives, birthdays, Christmas, sometimes and on completely different time zones. Like, there's weeks where I'll be like, oh my God, I need to check in with my mom. I haven't really got to talk to her, and it's because we're on 8-hour time difference. So it's those things that really kind of jab at me, and I feel really down, is when I'm away from family, when I feel like I may not be at my strongest point and I need someone to lean on. But the industry has been beautiful, but there are some days where it's like, why didn't I get that job? Maybe is it because of me? Is it something I did? And again, you have to grow out of it. You have to find a way to not think like that anymore and know that that's that person's time. Allow them to have their time, cheer for them, enjoy it. And when you get your time, enjoy it and be ready for it. So I don't know. I try to stay as positive as I can. And I try to allow girls to just know that it's beautiful, it's amazing, but there are things that you have to sacrifice, just like any other job. So I wouldn't say there are negatives. I think we have a lot more positives in our industry, but the very obvious ones of you're constantly on a job interview. So you never know if someone's going to give you a yes or a no. So It's almost feeling like you're being put down daily, and just having to stay strong enough to be able to take it one more day, the next day, until you make your goals.
Being put down, not just for no reason, but actually for your looks.
Yeah, for physical.
Yeah,
which is very intense.
Yeah,
and
that does sound
messes with
intense.
your mental a lot.
Yeah. There's, aside from the stress of that, there's a lot of people in the like meditation, spiritual community, who, unlike mainstream, and so in the mainstream, I feel like models are like the gods and the goddesses. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
In a certain way, they're like looked up to. And it's like beauty is sort of worshipped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In like the mainstream, like if you watch any like mainstream TV, it's like singers, models, like that kind of thing. Everybody has to be beautiful. In the meditation and spiritual community, there's a little bit of a different value system. You know what I mean? There's like the value is on the heart and the emotion, and in that community, which is a lot of our viewers and a lot of our readers. There's a thought process, there's a feeling that the modeling industry is kind of like promoting perfectionism of looks, or not even that, but like a certain type of look. You know what I mean? Like hundreds
It's been like that for a long time.
It has. I do think it's part of human nature to a large extent. But there's an interesting thing is that if you look at paintings from like hundreds of years ago, they had like fat people, like very large people. And that was what was in vogue at that time. That was what people thought was beautiful. And now it's kind of gone the other way, and it's all like skinny and things like that. But everybody has different bodies.
It's slowly starting to change, but just not at the pace that we want it to.
Yes.
It's definitely not fast enough for me. But that's a big thing in the modeling industry right now is people really finding a way to be inclusive. We are filled with beautiful people, all shapes and sizes, all different colors, all different hairstyles, and I just don't feel like anyone's mastered it yet, but we will get to the point where eventually, and I hope that I'm trying my hardest to play a part to make sure that girls know that they're beautiful and that their face and their body and their weight does not define their beauty. And it's just such a hard journey. But no, I feel like when I say it's my part to make sure that girls know that just because I'm a beautiful face, it doesn't mean that I don't go through my own things. I don't have my own struggles. I haven't gone through boyfriends cheating or me and friends not getting along or trouble at home or whatever. It doesn't have to be boyfriends cheating. I'm just like throwing random ideas out there, but we've all gone through so many different things, and I've gone my life for so long just thinking, oh, I'm fine, I'm okay, I can just brush it off, and not focusing on myself. And when you don't focus on yourself, when you don't make sure that you're putting all of that positive out there to everybody around you, then that's when you're kind of playing into the industry. So I try to let people know that I'm not perfect. I go through it all as well as everybody else, and I hate how the industry is, as everybody else does. I wish that I could look in more magazines and see more people that look like my family, look like my mom, my sister, my cousins. But it's slowly happening. It's not happening at the pace that we all want it to, but if there's anything I can do to play my part, I'm here.
That's awesome. Why do you think that it's so slow in the industry to change?
I have absolutely no idea. That's one thing I've been trying to figure out. I've also been trying to figure out how so many people, like companies, just get so much backlash, and I'm like, but you have so many people working for you. How did it even get past 4 people, 3 people? Like it's not appropriate, and it hurts people. So like I said, I try to play my part. I try to find ways where I can use my voice. And allow people to know my struggles and my stories that I've gone through with things on set and stuff like that I didn't feel was appropriate, or I didn't feel comfortable, or I didn't feel beautiful going on set. And I think the more that we voice it, the more people will feel uncomfortable, and the more people will actually change, and then we'll slowly open up the world to eyes where it's every single person in the room is beautiful, and you just, at that point, you have a type and you pick what you want.
Yeah. So you have a big platform on social media. Do you ever try to use that to promote sort of this type of idea?
All the time. I'm constantly trying to let people know that, like, look, you are gorgeous. Let's do a challenge of no makeup. So with my social media lately, I've been really, especially with my friends, been trying to see how many of us can stop using filters as much as possible. Because I feel like even just the filters alone, and I've played my part in it because I downloaded all of them like everyone else did and used them, and they morph our faces and make us look completely different. And then I woke up one day and I was like, wait, when I get on my phone and I immediately go to take a selfie, I look for the filter first. So I'm not thinking that I'm beautiful anymore without my filter. So I was like, I gotta stop doing this. And if I'm doing this, let me ask my friend. And I asked one of my girlfriends, and she was just thinking the same thing and deleted all of hers. And I was just like, we make ourselves think that this stuff is beautiful, and then we slowly feel like we may need to get work done or whatever to look like that filter. And that's my biggest part right now, is if I can play any position and stopping a 16-year-old from going and getting work done on her face at such an early age, I'm not against it. If you guys feel like you need to do something for you, do it. But I just want people to embrace their natural beauty more, and if there's any way that I can say it, or things I can do, or little challenges that might just get somebody to embrace and love their personal, like their look and their natural beauty, then that's what I want to do. Nice. And that's been my smallest challenge as of now, but just really being open, allowing people to ask questions, and trying to be more honest and an open book about things.
Nice. I look forward to seeing more of that on your social media. That's a really helpful thing for a lot of women. I know that, like, from knowing people.
Yeah.
They have these insecurities, and I think people like you have a great opportunity to really help dissolve some of that, like, collective like tension and trauma around beauty. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Thank you. I try. I mean, it's heartbreaking when some of my friends or family from back home, they'll reach out and they're like, hey, do you know if this is photoshopped, or is this? And I'm like, oh my God, I hate that you're even like questioning it or thinking about it like that now. Like, so we've had a lot of time on our hands to talk about more uncomfortable things these days.
Yeah, I think that, your friends reaching out to you about is this photoshopped?
Yeah.
We were talking before about why the industry takes a long time to change.
Yeah.
And, it's okay. Let the airplanes be. It's fine. They're just sounds vibrating our eardrums.
And we're smiling to them.
Yeah, we have equanimity, allowing everything to be as it is. So, there's this South Park episode. Did you ever watch South Park?
I have seen a lot of South Park, but I may not know that.
There was one where it was called The Walmart.
Okay.
Where everybody was pissed that the Walmart was basically destroying all the local businesses and whatever.
Okay.
Everybody's pissed.
Haven't seen this episode.
Okay.
We'll watch it.
So, but then everybody's shopping there. Yep. All the people that are pissed are shopping there.
Exactly.
And like that's kind of the point of that episode. And I feel like that maybe applies here too for the industry, the modeling industry. Why is it taking so long to change? Maybe because people like to look at these pictures, but it's because the pictures of the models that look like this cultural way that we think that people are supposed to look. Yep. And I think that it's really like the people that get angry at the industry and then they're still looking at the pictures. It's kind of like,
it's like you're a little bit of hypocritical at the same part, but like
that's why it still exists.
Exactly.
It's really about us.
Yep.
It's not about changing the modeling industry. It's about changing us. Like Gandhi said, like, be the change that you want to see. I forget the exact words.
I get you though. No, I get you.
It all starts in here.
You have to personally make the change, and then exactly what you're saying. Like,
it all ripples out.
Push it slowly off to your friends, then get your friends to push it to their friends, then it's a community that thinks different.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why
crazy.
That's why I love meditation so much. That's why, to me, it's like my life mission to try to help bring meditation more into the world, because I feel that all these things, all change, it starts with us.
Yep.
It starts with you as an individual,
Yourself
just
and
inside
your inner
of yourself.
peace.
And then it ripples out from you, just based on your smile, just based on your words and your tone of voice. It ripples out in your actions. It ripples out into society. And a society filled with happy, peaceful, loving, kind, meditating people is a better society.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We would have a lot better situation in this country if more people meditated. I know you know this. I've seen your posts on social media.
I'm always trying to be like, guys, use this app. Like, please get on this app and see if that's something that helps you. Or take 5 minutes. Like, or my latest thing is like a couple that meditates together, stays together. It's like, just because you go to the gym does not mean that you're the top of the top on what you're doing. Like, I work out so hard. I am really good at my job, but if I am not mentally prepared, I'm screwed. And it's like, I learned the hard way, and I don't want anybody else to have to deal with it. So whatever industry you're in, make sure that you're prepared, you're okay mentally. And same thing for relationships. Like, if you are not okay in the head and in your heart, then that person, your closest person to you, always sees that. So
sees it and suffers too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it sucks for them. So.
Yeah, it does. You know, like if you're
sorry to anyone I hurt.
Oh, that's sweet.
We've all done it. I'm so sorry. But no, it was because I wasn't prepared, and it's really making sure that you're prepared for a relationship. You're prepared for a conversation. Like I said, starting my mornings with meditating or just peace and quiet for a minute or 10 minutes really has helped me before hopping on my phone. Like, I used to have the habit of getting on my phone the second that I woke up. Like, the second my eyes opened, I was like, I need to check Instagram and I need to check my emails and make sure my agents are good and everything. And then I was like, wait, I need to take a beat and dial back before I go to them upset for no reason. And it's because of whatever bad dream I had last night or whatever I'm dealing with personally. So it's just taking that moment for me to have a personal beat and then jump into work has been life-changing.
Yeah, it's really easy to get sucked in right when you wake up because you're all drowsy and you're like, this phone.
And you don't really want to get up anyway. So it's just like, yes, what? It's like, no, how are you? I'm sorry, you have things going on in your day too. Like, I had to realize that and let a lot of people around me, like, just know, like, I'm sorry I did not take a beat, and I'm sorry that I didn't register that you have things going on in your life as well. And I feel like this year has really opened up a lot of people's eyes to that. Like, I've always told people, I'm like, ask them how they're doing first before you ask for any help with anything, before you even just like say, hey, do you have 10 minutes to talk? Like, ask them how their day is going, because they might not be able to deal with like what you're bringing in and lugging in. Like, they may not be able to carry that today. So.
That's true. Yeah, having that compassion for other people and like it's this like sort of outward focus rather than the inward focus. Exactly. It's almost like when you're focused on your own issues.
Like, I have to.
When you focus on your own issues, you get sensitive, you get upset.
Yep.
But then when you focus on someone else, there's empathy and compassion there, and that's where love comes from, you know?
Yep.
And I think that the meditation brings that into the world too. It brings it into you, and then that brings it into the world. And the more of us that come from that place of empathy and compassion, kindness and love, the better our society becomes. And it's not just for us, and it's not just for our romantic partners and our friends. It's wider than that. It's think about
it's the people you meet at the grocery store. It's like everyone, every single
the people
person
that
you cross paths with,
and the people that have that are now so divisive in this country. The politics, even on such a large scale, it all scales up to that from the human. Maybe if more of us were like this, then we wouldn't have such craziness going on in the country right now with the politics and everything.
If only the whole world could meditate.
Yeah, that's, you know,
they're getting there.
The Dalai Lama, he said, if every 8-year-old in the world would meditate, we would have world peace within a generation.
Well, I'll start with mine when I have kids. It's not happening anytime soon, but
that's good. Every person, every new human being, every human being in this world that's meditating, it's adding some beauty to the world.
They're so pure. They're so happy. It's not a care in the world. They have not been tainted yet.
Yeah.
It's heaven.
Anyway, this has been a wonderful time talking to you, Jasmine. My legs are completely asleep right now. I'm pretty sure the cameras are dead, and all these guys are.
We can crawl to each other and help each other out.
Yeah. Laying down helps your legs wake up. But yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for being here, Jasmine, thank you guys for doing the videos.
Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you for creating the platform, and honestly, I will be bugging you a lot more for more meditations because this was so peaceful, and I told some people I had a really good day today, but I needed this. So thank you.
Good. Me too. I always like having these kind of conversations. And maybe we can go into a meditation for a few minutes after this, after our legs wake up.
Yes.
Yeah, take a break.
I would love to. I'll take as many as I can while you're here.
Okay, sounds good.